Today we're cooking up a chicken dinner that is perfect for the end of the summer when you have the bounty of zucchini and fresh tomatoes that you can use to make it so delicious. We're making chicken, feta, and tomatoes using feta cheese and small tomatoes, either cherry tomatoes, grape tomatoes, or any small grown variety of tomatoes, some nice fresh zucchini, some nice red onion for a little bit of pungent flavor. Slice up half an onion. And I have 4 bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs sizzling on the stove to get them nice and brown and crispy. My chicken thighs have been cooking in a 12-inch skillet over medium heat for about 5 to 8 minutes. I'm going to remove them from the pan for just a short amount of time. And drain off the fat that was rendered from the thighs. To the still hot pan, I'm adding about 2 pints of my cherry, grape, small tomatoes that I've cut in half, and 2 medium zucchini. This dinner is going to serve 4 adults, so it's going to be very generous. And a half of a red onion. All of that's going right into the pan. You can hear the sizzle. Now there's a little bit of fat still in the pan, but I'm going to add some olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, because I want this to be a flavorful and savory dinner. So I'm going to, all total, use about 1/4 cup of olive oil. And then I'm going to be very generous with some Italian dried herbs. You want to be able to taste the herbs. So you're going to use at least a tablespoon, perhaps 2 tablespoons of the Italian seasoning. Toss that around so that you know that the seasoning is well distributed amongst the zucchini and the tomatoes. And don't forget that you're going to need some salt and some pepper. And you know how salt tastes really delicious on tomatoes. And pepper, use as much as you like. Salt and pepper to taste. Now this is an oven-safe pan because we're going into a 400-degree preheated oven. I'm also crushing 3 cloves of garlic into the mixture. Garlic makes everything taste better. You can use more if your family loves garlic. Use less if your family doesn't love garlic. Then add the chicken thighs to the pan right on top of the vegetables. Nestle it in. And place this whole pan into your preheated 400 degrees Fahrenheit oven for 20 to 35 minutes until your chicken thighs measure 175 degrees Fahrenheit on your meat thermometer. While your chicken thighs are in the oven with all those delicious vegetables, you want to prepare some fresh herbs. I'm using parsley, basil, and some rosemary. We're going to garnish the dish. Like I said before, we want a lot of flavor in this dinner. So chop your herbs so you can sprinkle them over the finished dish. And the aroma will fill your senses and just make you want to eat it all up. And finally, I'm cutting a 7-ounce block of feta cheese into chunks that I'm going to add to the dish at the very end. The feta cheese is going to add a delicious creaminess and wonderful flavor to make this a hearty, delicious chicken dinner for the end of summer. With the chicken registering 175 degrees Fahrenheit on my meat thermometer, I'm now going to add the feta to the pan, and I'm going to return the pan to the oven for 5 more minutes to let this feta start to soften up a little bit. Now, feta doesn't actually melt like some other cheeses do. It's going to retain its shape and consistency, but it's going to be delicious. Now, make sure that you put a pad on your handle so that you don't touch the hot handle while you put it back into your oven. After the 5 minutes and your feta cheese has just gotten all warm and toasty in the oven, take your chopped fresh herbs and sprinkle over the dish. And I like to let it sit for another 5 minutes, just to let the juices all come together. Enjoy with some pasta or some crusty bread for dipping into the delicious sauce. It's a delicious end of summer meal. Chicken with feta and tomatoes. Going to be delicious.